Hello there, and a very warm welcome to you. We're at the Shanghai Stadium in China, where Shanghai SIPG welcome Kawasaki Frontale of Japan. The Chinese team, of course, have already qualified for the knockout stages of this season's AFC Champions League, but they can seal top spot here with a win over Kawasaki. Kawasaki Frontale, the reigning Japanese champions, we know play wonderful football, but it has to be said, they haven't lived up to expectations thus far in the competition. They're a vastly changed outfit from their last game in Melbourne, but we hope they can go out with some style against a Hollywood outfit in Shanghai SIPG, a star-studded Shanghai SIPG. Andrew Whitelaw here in the commentary booth alongside me, Mr. Jamie Reeves. They put out a strong side tonight, Shanghai. We've had fireworks already in this competition tonight. We've had plenty of goals. Can we expect more of the same?
I certainly hope so, and I'm really impressed with the fact that Shanghai SIPG have, for my money, put out absolutely their strongest 11 players. Even though they've already qualified, they want to make sure that they're going to finish in top spot. They're going well domestically. Why wouldn't you want to get everybody out there playing? Oscar's getting goals, Hulk's still entertaining, Elkerson's looking as if he's enjoying himself. It's going so well for the club that I think they want to go out here and make a point this evening.
Hulk, as you saw on your screen there, what a star he is. He has been superb. And Oscar, his countryman, has become such a hero, as you can see. Ginormous Oscar banner hung amid a sea of red scarves. And they've turned out in force as well. The Kawasaki fans, Japanese supporters, have a well-deserved strong reputation throughout the continent. Their side, though, well, incomparable really to last season, where they reached the quarter-final and they played some brilliant stuff. Just hasn't been the same story for them.
It's been hugely disappointing. I think when we saw the draw for this group, I thought we were probably thinking that Kawasaki were favourites to go through with Shanghai SIPG, and they might be battling it out with Ulsan, but they've really not been at the races at all. 1 point from their 4 games so far. A dismal performance. They haven't been hammered by anybody, but they just haven't managed, you know, they've lost by the odd goal, they've got a draw when they should have won, and it's been a really, really disappointing performance from them. Whereas for SIPG, you mentioned Oscar, a different character from last season. Looked as if he wanted to be anywhere other than in Shanghai last season, but this year it looks like he's really settled in, scoring goals and really looking as if he's enjoying his football again, which is great.
Having a look at that Shanghai team, many of them on bookings, which they will have to look out for, but wonderful to see Wu Lei back in the side in place of Lu Wenjun, fellow Chinese international who started the game against Ulsan. And then in the middle of the park, Odil Akhmedov in for Lin Chuangji. So Odil Akhmedov, we know what he can do. Arguably one of the greatest Uzbekistan internationals of all time, but he can do a defensive job as well as spraying those wonderful passes, and does also weigh in with a goal or two. Looking at the Kawasaki Frontale lineup, 8 changes from the side that played Melbourne, and they will perhaps have an eye on the J-League at the moment. This is really playing for pride, isn't it? What do you expect from them tonight with the likes of Yanaga and Neto, some of their star players on the bench, Alcinho as well?
That's right. Well, the players who'd played in all the 4 games so far, they've been rested. In tonight's starting lineup, you've got 4 players who've only played once in the tournament so far, and you've got 2 making their debuts, Yusuke Tasaka and also Yuto Takeoka. making their debut. And why wouldn't you change it? You know, the guys who've been playing all the 4 games, they've managed 1 point in their 4 games. So come on, give the other guys a chance. And I was looking through, I was wondering if they were going to be a very young sub. It's not the case. They've got plenty of experience in there. It's a decent footballing team, and there is pride at stake, and there's always a little bit of an extra edge in games between Japan and China. And with the big name players that SIPG have got, I think that Kawasaki will have some points they'd like to prove tonight. So I'm hoping for a good competitive game, even though there's not much for either team to play for.
Big opportunity for some of these fringe players, for Kawasaki to shine and show what they can do for one of the mainstays of Japanese football. And they've been treated to real stardust in the past few years. Shanghai SIPG. Hulk looks like a player playing for his teammates. We know he can launch them from 35 yards, but he's also laid them on for his teammates as well. He's the 2nd highest scorer in the side domestically. He's got a few goals, while Wu Lei scored 8 this season in the Chinese Super League. So having him back in the side, you're always going to have your eye on him. Again, arguably one of the greatest Chinese footballers ever. He's only 26 years old. Yeah,
he's a terrific player, and it's funny because he does play in a wide position, yet he's such a consistently strong goal scorer. And we haven't even mentioned Elkerson there. Akhmedov, you've mentioned, he's excellent fetcher and carrier of the ball. We've talked about Hulk and Oscar, but Elkerson, of course, done it all before in this competition. Very, very accustomed to playing in Asia, and still an excellent player in the context of the team.
Hu Guan.
Pitch looks like a bowling green, doesn't it?
It's lovely.
It's absolute. It just, I think as a footballer, when you see the pitch looking like this, you just can't wait to get out there and play on it. You know, if you look at the pitch and it's looking a bit rough and a bit scuffed up and a bit muddy patches, don't fancy it. But this looks superb. No excuses for misplaced passes or bad control. Stealing a few yards there on the throw-in.
Morita. Chinen just losing out, and will come to Nara. Jung Sung Ryong, early touch for him. It does encourage players to play football, and these are 2 of the best footballing sides on the continent. This surface, stunning. Hulk now, with Akhmedov ahead of him. He wants to use his weaker right foot.
I think when you have a forward who gets as close into goal as that, then a shot's entirely acceptable, even if it's on his weaker foot. These are great times, aren't they, for Chinese football? Crowd really loving what they're seeing on the pitch and what's going on off the pitch with signing big name players.
Kurumaya. Neat from Kawasaki. Chai Hui Kang, the enforcer, winning the ball back well.
The diminutive figure of Hasegawa there, having a little go at the Chinese defence. He is a tiny figure, but he's very, very busy. And with that low centre of gravity, changes direction very quickly. Can cause problems for the big defenders.
Kang to Oscar. Yuhai. All the way back to Yan Junling. Do enjoy playing out from the back, Kawasaki, as we well know.
I think Kawasaki will be happy with the opening 5 minutes. There's always the fear that your opponents are going to come and blow you away early on, get an early goal, get the crowd really on their side. That's not happened.
Yan Junling had to be on his toes there. Saka. It's an early sighter from Maria.
Well, it wasn't much of a shot, but it is a shot at least. And to be honest, they haven't started badly, Kawasaki. Moving the ball around fairly well. Bit of a worry for Shika. He's a tough hombre, Shika. He's not going to be going anywhere. In fact, tough hombre is a fairly good expression for most of this team. You look through them, they come out, they could be a rugby team. They're very, very powerfully built.
Asagawa. Fu Huan happy to let that one run by him. Asagawa can't bring that under. Now Hulk. Chai Hui Kang losing out. Eduardo. Nara. Takioka. Chinen. Going to move into those spaces between the lines. Oscar. Ule. Back to Yuhai now, Akhmedov. Okubo looking to apply the pressure. It's going to be hard work for him tonight.
Yeah, he's going to play a solitary role up front, and I think we'll be living off scraps a little bit. Chinen will be trying to get forward to support him as much as possible. Don't really feel that SIPG have got started yet.
Asagawa. Now Kurumaya. Asagawa again. Kurumaya darted ahead of him. really promising cross, just a little bit high, wasn't it?
It's a very good situation, and you're right, it's not the worst cross to play in there. A little bit of pushing and shoving as the ball was in the air. And they had numbers forward. Look, there's 4 blue jerseys in the attacking area. I think the Japanese side's got off to a very good start.
Well, it was into a dangerous area. Yuhai had to be short.
It's a very strange trajectory on the ball. It was almost as if it was flat, the ball.
Easy for Oscar. Always disappointing for the centre forwards when the cross doesn't beat the first man. From distance, Yan Junling had to be alert to that one.
Well, that's strange when he's taken that shot. Again, the trajectory of the ball is a bit strange. He does strike across the ball, gets a bit of fade on it. Decent enough save from Yan Junling. A little bit of one for the cameramen, I think. That.
Decent effort from Akubo. And it is Akubo's flick at the near post. Oscar away. And a hoof from Oscar. I'm not sure what the Portuguese for hoof is.
Yeah, I don't think Pereira will be terribly thrilled with the way his team started the game. 10 minutes gone and they haven't really done anything of note, whereas their opponents have looked very lively.
Kawasaki, lively is the word. Moria enjoying himself in the final third. Here's Kurumaya. Sagawa just overrunning it. Akhmedov applying the pressure.
Akhmedov is the kind of player who's going to sort things out, I think, for SIPG. You need somebody who's going to take control, start making sure people start doing things properly. They're not playing their game yet. The passing's off. They're going for $1 million passes. We saw that one played very wide for Oscar, went flying over his head, and there's a smile and so on. They shouldn't be smiling about that. It's a bad pass.
Yuhai back to Yan Junling. Eduardo. Now Kurumaya. Looking for Hasegawa.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad effort. It was a nice idea. Hasegawa was giving them a good let out on this left-hand side. I like him. I think he's got a bright future ahead. Helgeson claiming he was being pushed there, and also asking Holt why he didn't make the run behind him. If you throw the ball at that height for your centre forward, all he can do is just flick it on. I guess that's symptomatic of the malaise in the team at the moment. Shanghai just going through the motions.
Kurumaya had made a good run there to Saka. Gets it out to Takioka. Eduardo. Morita. Good pressure from Kawasaki. Shanghai by no means in for an easy night tonight. Oscar looking to thread one to Wule. Eduardo away. Shika now. Vibrant crowd inside this Shanghai stadium.
Yeah, no question at all. The crowd are up for it. They're on their game. It's just the men in red out there. You have the feeling it's just beginning for them.
Akhmedov.
It's very narrow. Nobody giving them an option out wide. I would have expected the two fullbacks, Fuhuan, Yuhai, to offer that outlet.
Hulk losing out, but working hard to win it back. Although Kawasaki come out with the ball to Saka, strikes straight into the gloves of Yan Junling. Another shot on target for Kawasaki. Yuhai brings it out. Here's Oscar now. Looking for Hulk. Kuramaya alert to it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Vitor Pereira out there barking out instructions. So far not going to his game plan at all.
Akubo doing good work for his side there. Kuramaya fouled by Fuhuan. Chai Hoi Kang looking for Hulk. Asagawa. Morita. Eduardo is a big, strapping defender. It's going to be a fascinating battle between him and Elkerson tonight.
Well, if Elkerson gets any service.
Indeed. Takioka into the middle. He'll have another chance. Oscar now. Oscar confidence in his own ability. And it's another strike on goal. Akubo. It's their third testing of Yan Junling. Both of them very comfortable. One of them a little more spicy.
Once again, Oscar not really doing the simple thing and not executing the difficult thing effectively.
Elkerson does well in the battle with Eduardo that time. Uses his body well to shield it from Morita. Morita comes out with it. does well to elude the attention of Oscar. And Akubo perfectly happy to drop deep and collect the ball. Switched it out to Kurumaya. Asagawa into the middle. There's a slip there, and not the prettiest of strikes from Tasaka. Elkerson with the flick. Morea.
The crowd really are doing the team proud. They're trying to get them going. I'm feeling frustrated for Pereira myself here, because you look at the players and you think you're much better than this. Don't think Hulk's done anything right so far. Oscar, much the same. Roulet's barely touched the ball. Elkerson's had a couple of decent touches. Akhmedov's doing okay.
Roulet's made the run now, and Hulk fails to find him. Here's Oscar. Elkerson's made his run into the middle. Oscar in striking distance. Lovely skill. Beautiful. And it comes to Odin Akhmedov, who goes over, and it will be a penalty. A moment of brilliance from Oscar caused a situation.
Well, it's showboating, but he got away with it, and I've got no doubt that's a penalty. Akhmedov has got the ball under control. Oh dear. It's a silly challenge, isn't it? It's a penalty.
Before the kick,
Will be Hulk to take then.
I really wouldn't want to be a goalkeeper facing this fella taking a penalty kick. Not unless I had really good insurance.
The left foot of Hulk. Oh, he skies it over! Unbelievable! The main man has failed his side miserably there. He's had a poor start to the game, and that was a shocking penalty.
It's not even close, is it? That's a terrible, terrible penalty, and absolutely sums up the game that Hulk's had so far. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching him in this tournament. I think he's been great value for the team, but he's having a nightmare at the moment.
It's an interesting run-up, wasn't it?
So many of the players, they do this stuttering run-up, and also it's very popular to run very straight at the ball. I can't understand why you wouldn't do that. You're putting your body in an awkward position. Well, he owes his teammates and he owes the crowd now.
Kurumaya. Chinen. Back to Kurumaya, who loops one to the back post, straight into the gloves of Yan Junling.
Yeah, that's no contest, is it? Yan Junling jumping for those. He's a giant goalkeeper. 6'3", good 6'3".
Roulet is well intercepted by Morita. Tasaka.
Not really pressing the ball when Kawasaki have it. Akhmedov looking around, seeing where everyone else is.
pass, but Kawasaki come out with the ball. Eduardo. Alright.
Clever ball round the corner.
Kubo. Sagawa now. It's really well worked by Kawasaki. Kurumaya. To Saka. Carving. Triangles, and they've got patience in their play.
Well, it was a nice flowing move, no question at all. It just petered out at the end, didn't it? A little bit lacking in the killer instinct.
Elkerson, fantastic centre-forward play there. Now Oscar. Elkerson makes his way into the penalty box. Away by Kurumaya. Clever. Sagawa. Morea. Kubo. Kubo. Really strong defending by Higuan, and it had to be.
It was an interesting ball played in, wasn't it? They don't have much height in the middle there, so along the ground makes sense. And Okubo's causing problems. He's not playing, he's playing as a false number 9, really, isn't he? And Chinen is slotting in place of him. Not really causing too many problems for the big two defenders, Higuan and Shika. Still have to be critical of their attack-minded players for Shanghai. Really not doing the business at the moment.
Kurumaya in a great position. Oh, he just couldn't find Hasegawa in the middle.
Well, that was a terrific ball, wasn't it? Really caught the Shanghai defence out. And I don't know, he tried to just play it across. I think he could have pulled it back on the edge of the area. He had support players. Eduardo's gone up for this. I think he's about the only target they can seriously aim for.
Raya. Not his best. Chinen losing out to Akhmedov. Seen plenty of the ball on this near side in this first half. Kubo. Now Oscar for Shanghai. Hulk with a poor touch. And Kubo flying forward. Looks to whip one. It's deflected off Higuan. Oscar. Speculative at best from the Brazilian.
Well, nearly half an hour gone, and I came in looking forward to watching Shanghai play their good football, but have stayed to admire Kawasaki. excellent half an hour. They haven't looked like really converting it into goals, but they've really used the ball nicely. Their movement's been good. Confident on the ball.
Fuhuan. Shika. Well, one back by Kawasaki. Kubo looking for Hasegawa. It's been drawn wide. Kurumaya. Hulk fairly animated.
Hope he doesn't get angry.
Oscar. Out to Wule. Hasegawa. Just the man fouled for Kawasaki.
Hasegawa was such a small, boyish figure. It looked like the big boys were bullying him a little bit there. But he's had a good half. From that picture there where you saw him with his back to the camera and Hulk with his back to the camera. Amazing difference in physiques. And the crowd have gone very quiet now. The cheering is quite desultory.
Yuhai looks to have recovered from that jarred shoulder. Takioka to Chinen. They do work the ball to good wide positions often, but as you said before, Jamie, no height in the middle, or anyone in the middle.
There's no target in the middle, is there? It's all very nice up until you get to the penalty area, and then it rather does peter out. Had that one situation when they played through the middle.
Well, here they come now in a wonderful position. It looked like Tasaka had got in behind there. Huguan dealing with it.
Well, this time drives into the penalty area. That's a great little run. It's just, he's played the ball straight across there. I think he's got to think a little bit more, pull it back a little bit. That's where the defenders are. So you pull it back to the space where your attackers can come on and hit the ball. It would be fascinating to be in the dressing room at half-time to hear what Pereira has to say to the players. I don't know, what do you do with your underperforming stars? Do you launch into them? Do the teacups get thrown around? Do you do it quietly? It's a cultural thing as well. You know, how do you handle it? Obviously Pereira speaks Portuguese, the underperforming Brazilians, that's okay. I think the local lads have played okay. Wule could have been involved a bit more, but the rest of the guys have done reasonably well.
Chinen looking to be positive, looking to test Yan Junling again, but can't get a shot on target. Oscar out to Wule. Can they finish strongly here, Shanghai? Oscar once more. Assistance from Yuhai. Akhmedov's on the edge of the box. Fu Huan now. Elkerson. It's been forced all the way back to Yan Junling. Hu Guan with the diagonal to Wule. Kawasaki looking fairly organised. But here's Fu Huan. Taking on his man, but alert to the danger is Kurumaya. Corner ball. And just a minute for Shanghai to amend that penalty miss by Hulk and go into half-time with something to shout about.
Oh, they're quite capable of nicking a goal at the death here. It would be an injustice, but football's like that, can be cruel.
Kubo's worked really hard in this first 45.
Sort that one out if you're the referee.
The left foot of Hulk to that back post, and it's evaded everyone. It's a great sight of Asian football, that. Shanghai fans have had so much to shout about in recent years. They haven't lost in a very long time.
They're off to a great start domestically. That's always good. They've got the best record in East Asia in this tournament so far, but they've got no goals yet tonight.
So that man's penalty could have separated the two sides, but didn't. It went sky high from the rocket-like left foot of the Brazilian. Not his finest work, but you wouldn't bet against him producing the goods in the second 45. And the visitors, Kawasaki Frontale of Japan. Shanghai, of course, topping the group with 10 points currently, while Kawasaki Frontale thus far have taken just a point, though tonight they have looked much more positive than their position in the group table would suggest. Shanghai have been somewhat lacklustre, it has to be said. Missed penalty, of course, by Hulk in that first half. We should be in for a lively second 45. Where, of course, we can expect a great deal better from those superstars of Shanghai SIPG. Co-commentator here tonight is Jamie Reeves. I'm Andy Whitelaw. Jamie, we were discussing what might have been said at half-time. Difficult to manage these egos. We're seeing Oscar and Elkerson, the magical trio, emerge from the tunnel. You can put Odil Akhmedov in there as well as one of the marquee players. He perhaps was the best of the bunch.
Well, I thought Akhmedov gave a decent account of himself. I thought Elkerson worked fairly hard. I think most of my criticism would be levelled at Oscar and also at Hulk. Unfortunately, as captain, not only did he put the penalty over the crossbar, but he kept giving the ball away. He was having a row with his coach. He didn't want to work hard, didn't want to get back. He kept giving it away in situations where he's normally very creative. And it's hard because they've got big egos, they've got big salaries. What do? Do you launch into them? I don't think so. You have to gentle them along. You have to try and persuade them that they've got to perform. Oscar, we had the showboating, but he didn't really do anything in the first half. Certainly he's not going to get his way back into the Brazilian national team if he plays like this. So I would expect a lot more from Shanghai in the second half. They're a very good football team. They've got a very good group of players. And I think it's interesting that it's Chai Hui Kang who's exhorting the team to get stuck in the second half. No criticism of him or the back four. but the star men aren't really delivering at the moment.
Interesting that you mentioned the Brazilian national team. Of course, that is big incentive, surely, in this World Cup year. You know, a flurry of goals, a spate of good form, and you're right in the manager's thinking.
Well, Oscar must have serious possibility of making the squad for Russia in the summer, but he'll have to do a lot more than he did in the first half here. He always does have that slightly diffident look about him, but as long as it's working, that's fine. But he just gave the ball away a lot in the first half.
Well, what can they produce? Here he is, Oscar, on the ball. Roulet. Oscar again, that's a decent pass out to Fu Huan. Akhmedov. There is an early zip about Shanghai. Chai Hokang. Perhaps the highest rating thus far would go to the 12th man of Shanghai, whose performance you can't knock.
The crowd have been excellent. And they do seem to have started the second half with a little bit more intent. They started very sloppy in the first half and never really got going. I suppose when the penalty came, you thought, OK, this will get them going, but disastrous smash over the top from Hulk.
Hulk switching towards Yuhai. This could come for Wu Lei, and it does. Wu Lei, 1v1! Oh my word! Did everything right, but absolutely spooned the finish.
It's usually when the commentators say did all the hard work and then failed to finish it off. Obviously, the actual knocking it in the net is always the hard bit, and how much he missed the target by there. It was the right idea, twisted and turned his man, got his space, inside of the right foot, just clip it into the far corner. Absolutely right what he was trying to do. The execution, disastrous. And that could have set the tone. If he'd smashed that one in, then you could have seen Shanghai maybe knocking in 3 or 4 in this second half. And we may yet see that. A much more positive start.
This is a player who's flying 8 goals in 4 games in the Chinese Super League. Turned his opposite number inside out.
Well, he averages a goal every other game, doesn't he? Over a long period, he's got well over 100 goals in China. Youngest ever player to play in the Chinese league. Was under 15 at the time. Had to finish his homework before he came in to play the game. He's a terrific footballer, and he did everything right. It was great, the approach, just the execution of the coup de grace, not as he would have wished.
Akhmedov into Hulk. Defenders do tend to bounce off him, but on that occasion
Elkerson mystified there. It wasn't a foul on Hulk, but when I do a similar thing to their guy, it's a foul. I don't think Elkerson did much wrong there.
So Saka, lively first half from him, wasn't it? Nara. Moraya into Morita.
Kawasaki pleased to get the ball after first few minutes when they had to play without it. They enjoyed the Lions' share of possession in the first half. Hulk looks as if he's got more of the bit between his teeth in this second half.
managed to get to this one. That's the attention of Nara. Hulk to Wood. Oh, it's just not coming off for Hulk this evening.
No, but that was much better. That was proper football. It wasn't sloppy. Hulk did well initially. Oscar showed good commitment to get there.
Eduardo doing well to win the ball with Elkerson in close quarters.
Well, it's only 5 minutes on the clock in the second half, but it looks to me like Shanghai have turned up for the second half. Didn't turn up at all in the first.
Foot slightly high from Yuhai.
I don't think he really followed through completely.
Connected with Nara.
Yeah, Nara knew he was going to take a knock, didn't he, there? But you have to go through. And he's asking for a card. I would like to see a yellow card for anyone indicating that you should be giving the yellow card. That'd stop it.
Kubo. Morita getting it wide to Hasegawa. Kubo does really well. Hasegawa, room for the shot, goes for the cross, and it's away by Odil Akhmedov. Here's Hulk driving forward. He's clipped from behind and he's furious.
I think the referee got that spot on. I think it's a clean tackle. Crowd don't like it. Hulk clearly doesn't like it. I thought it was a clean tackle. I could be wrong. Referee right on the spot, and these Uzbek referees are excellent. I think this fella Kovalenko, splendid referee. But it was a nice little passage from Hulk. That was much more like the Hulk that we know and love.
Kubo's come steaming forward. Shika with the header away. Hulk again. Done well to find Oscar. Elkerson's made his move, but the ball is not executed as well as Oscar is capable of.
Yeah, he's a much better player than that. Disappointing ball in.
Moria. Now Eduardo. Playing a lot deeper this half. Moria. Morita. Loose pass. Akhmedov now. Moria. To Saka. Laying it into the path of Kubo. Morita. Kubo exchanges. Oof. Well read by Fu Huan. Akhmedov. Receives the ball from Oscar. they're appealing. Looks incredulous, does Oscar.
This is that earlier situation. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not so convinced there that that was a clean challenge. From that angle, it didn't look as good as it did first time around.
Tasaka. Oh, it's a good idea. Couldn't find Hasegawa. That could have been nasty for Hasegawa. It's always tricky, isn't it, when the running track's right there?
It is. Easily done to skid on the studs. It was offside anyway.
It's a contest that could use a goal at the moment.
But it is a contest this half. First half, to be honest, Kawasaki played unopposed most of the time.
High, good battle with Tasaka. And you have to say that the back four of Shanghai SIPG have been solid.
Yep, they've been fine. I would have liked to have seen the fullbacks do a bit more work in the first half, and they are in this second. This fella's doing a lot more work than he was in the first.
Better corner from Hulk. Akhmedov back into the centre. It's Wu Lei. It's caught offside.
Well, a mile offside Wu Lei, wasn't he? That's not even close.
Now Eduardo.
But it's a proper game this second half. I'm enjoying this much more. It was very frustrating watching players underperform. They're still not pressing high up the pitch. They're giving Kawasaki the half, basically. Once they cross the halfway line, that's when they start pressing Shanghai.
Pings one to Tasaka. Could be a breakaway now for Shanghai SIPG. Hulk is tearing forward. Can he work the ball onto that left foot? He can. Brilliant block by Nara. Heroic stuff.
That's good though, and the two players we criticised so much in the first half, both involved there. Good defending from Nara. Yeah, he wasn't going to fall for it. And that's a nice challenge. Did well.
Oh, Hulk now is finding his rhythm. Kuramaya did well to get up at the back stick for Kawasaki Frontale. They could launch a counter of their own now with Morita.
Game's stretched out now, isn't it? That's good. Can get awfully congested.
Kuramaya switching to Tasaka. Oscar read it gracefully. Akhmedov. Momentarily, Alkerson and Hulk have switched roles with the big man in the middle. Alkerson hits one. Comfortable for Jung Sung-ryung.
Yeah, again, much more positive in this second half. I think in the first quarter of an hour, they've certainly had more shots than they had in the first 45 minutes. And the crowd are enjoying it again. They've rediscovered their voices. Kawasaki keep getting in these positions and then appearing to have no idea how to penetrate.
I'd be intrigued to see a heat map for Akubo. He's been everywhere. That looked a tight decision, didn't it?
Yeah, in some ways you could say everywhere except where you really want him to be, because he's been playing such a false number 9 that he's barely been the number 9 at all. Chinen has slotted in there, but they're a bit lacking in a focal point for their attacks.
Hulk. Oscar combining well with Hulk. He's crowded out with 2 for company and they go down like bowling pins. He's a wrecking ball of a player.
Yeah, bodies everywhere, carnage. But it's good to see him at the game. Chinen climbing all over Chai Hui Kang there. And I think Hui Kang's been joining Hulk in the weights room, don't you? He's really beefed up.
Narrow with the header away. Morita. Chinen combining. Try and get the ball off Chai Hui Kang there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a robust figure in the middle of the park.
No, that's what you want. Can't all be pretty stuff. And it's a good game this second half.
Elkison did well there.
SIPG, of course, would like to get the job finished tonight. If they can win this game, then there's no question they'll finish top of the group. And of course that has attendant advantages in the next round.
Having had such a strong showing last season, semi-finalists, they will be desperate to go one better, and you'd fancy them, wouldn't you, to take the Chinese Super League this season? Well, judging by their start, at least.
Yeah,
4 wins from 4.
I think that they're a better side now than Guangzhou Evergrande at the moment. I think Guangzhou are looking a little bit tired now. Group of players that have been together a little bit too long.
Will be a fascinating battle between those two. They've developed a really fascinating rivalry.
Yes, very much so. Actually, I thought SIPG could have gone all the way in this competition last year. I thought there were several games where they looked really outstandingly good.
Did take part in the most memorable game, which I believe you commentated on.
Yeah, I think so.
The penalties. It's one that will live long in the memory, that one. Holt then to deliver. Finds Oscar.
It's a good line for the trajectory, that. Very difficult to defend. Just curling it in. Actually, it's a shame it wasn't a little bit higher. If it had cleared Oscar, there were more bodies behind, could have done a bit more damage. Well, I would have to say that Pereira, the coach, has done a really good job at half-time. He probably will be disappointed with the way his team performed first half, but he's got them playing properly second half.
been a positive run out for some of these fringe players for Kawasaki.
Yeah, I'm sure they've enjoyed the hour or so of the game, but always disappointing. They would have entered this competition expecting to progress, certainly to the knockout stage. Wulei and Hulk, of course, have switched flanks for most of this half. It seems to have worked quite well. You would think Hulk is more naturally suited to the left-hand side, being left-footed, and Wulei going on the right, but so many wide players like to play out on the wrong side, as it were, so they can cut in and take shots with their stronger foot.
Okubo threading through to Hasegawa. Oh! Wasn't far away from finding the boot of Chinen.
It's probably what the game could do with. If Kawasaki could come up with a goal, that would really put the cat among the pigeons, and I think then we'd see the men in red really driving forward.
Fu Huan fouled by Hasegawa.
The Japanese team believe that he dived there.
It's a very light tug on the arm.
Hasegawa all 1.68 of him.
And here comes Hulk, unselfish to Elkerson. The Brazilian connection comes good.
It's been coming, hasn't it? And it's good to see. We've enjoyed Hulk a great deal. First half he was terribly disappointing, but second half he's shown up and good play. Looked all the while that he was going to drive into the area and take the shot on, squares it for Elkerson, and well, he's been doing that for years, hasn't he, Elkerson, in this part of the world. Good finish, good goal, team effort, all is forgiven.
Really well worked from Shanghai. The boss is happy. They are inching closer to sealing that top spot in Group F. As it stands, they are on 13 points. Should they see this through?
And that would give them the best qualifying record so far from the East Asian teams. Chonbuk are on 12 points in Group E. And amazingly, in Groups G and H, top teams only got 9 points. Very, very tight. What will be nice now is if Shanghai SIPG put on a bit of a show, a couple more goals.
Okubo on the turn. Out to Tasaka. Tasaka with a useful cross into the box.
That's a good ball in, and actually really very well dealt with by Yan Junling. Because that's not easy. 6'3", gets down very well and just collects that as it's hitting the ground. Easy to spill that one. A little bit of a claim, there was a shove in the area, but referee not interested. But that was a good comeback from Kawasaki. They could easily have been rather discouraged by going a goal down.
Here they come again. Important clearance from Shikert. Takioka. course, Shanghai will invite Kawasaki to come at them, blistering pace on the break that they have. Shanghai, and we have an intriguing contest, and here they come on the counter with Wu Lei. Eduardo's there.
Yeah, good work from Eduardo. Nice clean challenge. There was a little bit off the ball. Elkerson was taken down off the ball. Well, this isn't the incident. As the ball went forward, Elkerson was making a forward run, and it did look like he was blocked off.
Kubo goes into the book.
Well, he's been very much in the thick of the action tonight, hasn't he? From the penalty to the yellow card there throughout the game. Very experienced player, of course. Wolfsburg in Germany.
Akhmedov, Elkerson. Lovely play from Akhmedov. Fu Huan into the middle. It's just over the head of Elkerson.
That was nice play on that right-hand side.
Odil Akhmedov looks to be struggling here.
Oh, that looks very much like a dead leg to me. It looked like he got a knee in the thigh, and as anyone can tell you, if that happens, it feels like everything in your thigh is shattered, and if it's painful now, it'll be agony tomorrow morning.
Tasaka. Takioka. Sweet touch from Akubo. Back to Tasaka. Scoops into the path of Takioka, and that's heroic defending by Fu Huan.
Oh, that's magnificent from Fu Huan. To all the world, that had to be the equaliser. That's a great little ball flicked forward. This is a tap-in, isn't it? Hasegawa thinks, I've got an open goal here, I'm only a yard out, I must score. And suddenly Fu Huan hooks it away. Brilliant defending, especially in view of the fact that he knew he was going to clatter into the post. Yeah, he deserves that acclaim from his teammates.
Positive from Kawasaki Frontale. Narrow is up for the header. Wu Lei away. Kurumaya. Nara. Sagawa. Great ball into the middle. It's one apiece. And it's Chinen on his debut.
Well, we said they don't have many targets in the middle there, and the cross is knocked in. This is well inside the 6-yard line. Everybody's on the side. 3 queuing up there, and Chinen's not the biggest of players, but jumps early, which is very important, and huge disappointment from Yu Hai. The other fullback, Fu Huan, did great work just now, but Yu Hai caught napping.
It's a lovely ball in. When the delivery is that good, you can't miss. They've made a substitution as well, and it will only strengthen the cause at 1 apiece. Eduardo Neto is one of the standout players coming on for Morita. Found Fu Huan. little bit overexcited. Neto has the capacity to behave as something of a metronome for this side. We've seen him dominate sides in this competition before, and they're going to make another change with another Brazilian, Elcinho, the fullback, coming on. He can certainly hit them as well from distance, Elcinho. So some positive changes from Kawasaki.
Yeah, and I think with just 15 minutes to go and the score at 1-1, I think both squads of players want to win a game of football. It's just a matter of you're competitive animals. You want to go and win this game, don't you? And I'm full of admiration for the way Kawasaki have come back after going the goal down. Well, that was a good idea, wasn't it? The execution not quite right, but loads of space out on the right.
So Saka has had a busy night, and he's going to call time on his performance. And now Elcinho to take his place. Impressed with Saka this evening?
He's been fine, hasn't he? It's his first game in this competition, and I think he's acquitted himself reasonably well.
Elkison threads it through to Hulk. Hulk, one touch, saved. Does well there, Jung Sung-ryong. You would have backed Hulk to score, though, from that kind of position on his favoured left foot. Just
his first touch wasn't great, was it? He wanted to get the ball out in front of him. It squirted out to the side. He would really have rather gone a cross goal there, I think.
High with the header. Interesting to see the influence Neto can exert on this contest.
You see him with his arm raised there. He's directing the traffic already. That's the kind of guy he is, isn't he? He likes to run the show.
High losing out to Elcinho momentarily. Elcinho will be full of zip and energy. Here's Oscar. Seeing Hulk's direction. It's a neat touch, wasn't it? Towards Elcinho. To a Kubo. Now Hasegawa. Great first touch, lovely second. Good save from Yan Junling. Straight at him. But it was a good passage from Kawasaki.
It's lovely. Really nice play down the side, and the substitute Elcinho did well with his touch. Good crossfield ball, and no criticisms of Hasegawa there.
Big Eduardo is up for this. They opt to go short. They're in danger of losing the chance to cross. Hasegawa, though, can get one into the middle. A Kubo at the back post. Nara. Kubo again. Whipped it towards, again, the back stick, but High is there.
A little bit sixes and sevens in the defence for Shanghai SIPG. They operate a mixture of man for man and zonal, as you can see. The guys in the 6-yard box are marking zonally.
Neto was up for that one, away by Shiker. Oscar looking to lead the breakaway, but loses his balance.
Moving a bit gingerly afterwards. Sometimes you can overstretch the groin in that sort of situation where you skid over as you're trying to accelerate.
Kawasaki enjoying 58% possession. Lovely turn from Moriya. Holt does not like that.
He does like a chat with the referees, doesn't he? Have you ever seen a referee change his mind after one of those harangues? It's never going to happen. It's handball. That's what was given there. We didn't see it there in the replay. That's the one. The right hand. He's handballed it.
Akhmedov. Chinen. Alcinho. Brilliant give and go. He drives into the box, goes down in the box. Referee not really having it.
To be fair, Alcinho didn't even appeal for it. He knew there was no contact there.
Takes the ball in his stride so well.
Yeah. That's Hulk at his best there. But this lovely ball in. Look, three of them queuing up to head the ball home.
It's interesting, earlier we were talking about a lack of height.
Yeah. If the ball's good enough, it doesn't matter if there's no great height.
It was rare that we've seen Kawasaki launch that kind of ball into the box. Moriya. Asagawa. Neto. Asagawa. Onyekubo in the middle. It's away by Shika.
Lovely build-up play again. Very easy on the eye.
Eduardo. He's pulled up for a foul on Oscar.
Harsh, I think, that. It's because of that little tug on the jersey. It was a mismatch when they went shoulder to shoulder, wasn't it? Oscar was never going to win that one.
Chuangyi, who started the previous game for Shanghai against Ulsan, will come on for the big man, Chai Hu Kang.
Well, that suggests that they want to win this game rather than settle for just a point. The point will actually just do for them.
Alcinho. Now Neto.
If they take a point from this SIPG, they move on to 11 points, and although Ulsan could catch them on the head-to-head, they would be ahead of Ulsan, so the point here is enough to guarantee top spot in the group. But bragging rights, and you want to walk off the pitch winning. That's the thing.
Well, it's a wonderful habit, isn't it? Winning.
Oh, that's a terrible throw-in. How's that not a foul throw?
Hulk takes it down neatly on the chest and gives it to Akhmedov. Lin Shuangyi looking to get involved with a potential winner, but that was wayward. And the goal scorer for Kawasaki makes way. Chinen coming off. On comes Akasaki.
It's replacing one attacking player with another, so they're not taking a step back, Kawasaki.
Moriya. Oh, and it's just about worked out for Shika. Gave it the eyebrows, found his goalkeeper. Here's Oscar now. Almost slipped it through to Hulk Eduardo. It was Nara with the interception.
That was a whisker away, wasn't it? It was a cleverly aimed pass. Nara did really well just to get a toe on it.
Neto sees plenty of the ball in this Kawasaki side. Now, Moriya losing out. Poor pass though, Neto. Oscar winning the ball back for Shanghai. Has been sloppy on many occasions tonight.
I was just thinking the game's suddenly fallen apart. Lost its pace, and then a series of errors from both sides. Unfortunately, it does look as if it's going to peter out, this game. I was hoping for a climax, somebody going for the winner.
The ever lively Hasegawa out to Akubo. Akubo. Perhaps a bit of frustration as Fu Huan is fouled.
I think the crowd have deserved a rousing finale. Hulk's looking to put his mark on the game right at the death.
Took the ball under his spell well on that occasion. Akhmedov into Oscar. Hulk has a look up and loses out to Elsinio. Certainly a large samba flavour to this game. Significant Brazilian contingent on the field, and that's feisty from Elkerson.
I think there are 6 Brazilians on the pitch at the moment.
Three apiece. Elsinio is one. Kubo back to Elsinio. It's a useful run. Didn't make a strong connection with it as Odil Akhmedov drives forward. Will we see a grandstand finish? Diligent work from Akubo.
He has really put in a shift tonight. It's another very dodgy throw in there. The officials being very lenient in the application of the laws of the game.
3 minutes of stoppage time. As it stands, Shanghai marching into the round of 16 as group winners.
But they won't have as good a record as Chonbuk, though, and there are bragging rights over that as well. You're going to be the best of the qualifiers.
Hulk got his cross in. Eduardo was alert to it. Marcinho away. Akasaki hasn't had a great deal to feed off in the centre forward role. Furuban breezing past Hasegawa, but Hasegawa's intervened and fairly, according to the referee. Looked like a push. Woolley, and still Woolley.
Oh, that's the tale of the evening, isn't it? Good situations, and apart from on the goal, it's really not quite happened for SIPG this evening.
Takioka. Marcinho, who has added an element of quality to Kawasaki's play. Akasaki looked to have a glimpse of goal. That man was having absolutely none of it. Hu Guan, diligent in his work. Akhmedov up against Elsinho in the corner. Using his experience there, Odil Akhmedov. Final minute of stoppage time. Set to be honours even here in Shanghai. Maybe one final twist.
Yeah, it looks improbable now. Both sides seem to have accepted that a draw is a result where they can both keep their heads up. Kawasaki had nothing to play for in this game, so they've acquitted themselves well. And they've played pretty well, I think. They'll be happy with that.
And here they come now for one final flurry. Woolley to Oscar. Oscar can't beat Eduardo. But Elkerson is there. Elkerson for the winner! No! It drags wide. That looked like the chance.
Well, he's a disconsolate figure there, Elkerson. I thought he'd handled the ball, actually. I may have misread the situation. That left arm, did he bring it down with his arm there? Referee says not, doesn't matter what I think.
And that was the final flurry from Shanghai. It was an intriguing one, wasn't it? They finish as group winners, Jamie. Your thoughts on them as contenders in this competition?
Well, I think they could go all the way, but they'll have to play a bit better than they did in the first half tonight. That much we do know.
One apiece it ends then. Elkerson scoring for Shanghai SIPG. Shinen for Kawasaki. Final score, one apiece.